In this week's video, we explore more of Lillooet and all the town has to offer, like its many creeks and canyons, as well as sampling some of the local wildlife. We also look for a shot of the Fraser River from the opposite side of the canyon, so come along, see if we get all the shots we set out to get.
Good morning, everybody. It's a lovely 9 degrees here in Lillooet, well, Bridge River. So I had to go back this morning to photograph that frozen waterfall that I showed you last time, because none of those shots turned out really well. Not sure why. I think because I was focusing on the actual waterfall, and none of them turned out really clear. The focus wasn't great on them, which is my fault. I should review them closely in camera before I leave. So I went back today. I was going to fly the drone, but it's too windy. So we went back, and if that shot turned out yesterday, you saw it. I'll post it again now. And now I'm walking down the side of the highway, and there's an old car. Can't tell what kind of car it is. It's a little car. Looks like it might be like a Mustang or a... Hard to tell. It looks like a little coupe of some kind. Kind of hard to say. But I'm walking down the side of the highway. Why, you ask? Well, there's a really cool canyon right there. I know what you're thinking. I don't say anything. Well, that's why I'm walking down the highway, because I saw it from back here. What I'm going to do is there's a gully, kind of, that's a pretty easy stroll, hike, descent, whatever you want to call it, down to the said canyon, or what I think will go down there. So I'm going to attempt to make my way down this grassy, rocky, stumpy area, which is right here, but it's looks like it's really the only way down there. And I'm hoping that when I get through this mess, I'll be able to see the canyon. If not, there was a spot further back on the road. The problem is it's right across from somebody's house, and I don't really want to bother these people, so I'm going to try to make my way down through this nonsense. Hopefully there's no snakes or bears, I guess, and make my way down to a little plateau that's down here. I should have worn my higher hiking boots rather than my hiking shoes, but we have what we have. So shoot, this stuff's getting pretty long. This is not the easiest hiking in this stuff. Whoa, luckily it's not too far. Sorry if this is a bit shaky. This is not not the easiest stuff to hike in. I'll pick up the filming when I get through this stuff. Okay, I got through most of the really long grass. My shoes are already filled with whatever you want to call it, debris. So I'm just trying to make my way down here to see if I can get to the edge of the cliff edge where I can get to see the canyon. Looks like there's a little kind of plateau out here. Maybe I'll go around here. I'll keep making my way in here. I was right. You can see the canyon, but it's not exactly the view I was hoping for. I might just try to make my way over to the right a little bit more so I can see further down that way. Not exactly what I wanted. Okay, make my way back up a little bit and over to your left over here to see if I can get a bit better viewpoint. Okay, so I've made my way down to this plateau here, which, I don't know, this way looks, it's nice. It's not amazing. It's okay. And this way, which is the way I wanted to see, is, as you can see, blocked by a pine tree. There's not really any way to get around it, unfortunately. I was kind of up here earlier, and it's, I might try to take that shot. I know it's partially obstructed by trees, but I don't think I can get any clearer of a shot. Everywhere I go, there's kind of a tree in the way. I might try to get underneath. Might be able to get under that tree right there and shoot back. Because I don't think, yeah, that's a pretty steep. Yeah, I'm not going to try to climb into there. And if I go around any further, you lose. So, I don't know. I might try to see how it looks through the tree. Frame up something a little bit different, but I can't get. I wonder if I got higher up here. Up this way. Oh, these are badly burned. Let me try to make my way up to the top of this tree. Okay, so I made my way up and over that. Luckily I had my tripod and killed a bunch of dead branches while I was coming up here. I was able to get this shot. Now, I know it's not the world's most stunning shot, but I did a lot of work to get here. That's the point, right? So I'll frame up something and take a quick shot. I'll show you the camera once I got it set up. So I framed up a vertical shot with some of the mountains in the back and the clouds. They're fairly nice clouds in the sky right now. Did a couple different exposures in case I need to do an exposure blend. Polarized the water a little bit. Brings out the kind of color in the water. Brings out that blue that you see in the water down there. And I included a little bit of this grass in the foreground, this wispy grass. I don't know, I kind of like the way it looked in the foreground. I'm right at about 35, 34 millimeters, something like that. And yeah, let's see if it turns out anywhere decent. Here's that shot now. Okay, if that shot turned out anywhere half decent, you saw it. I'm gonna make my way back up this crap. I'm probably just gonna go straight up here. It's the steepest, but I don't have to bushwhack through all that crap. I can actually see the power lines behind, so I think I'll just make my way up to that plateau there. I'll probably make my way up there and there'll be a perfectly clear shot of the river too. I don't know why I crashed through all this stuff, but anyway, I did. I'm here now. You saw the shot. I think it's okay. It's not an award winner, but I'll make my way back up here to the road and I'll see you up there. Okay, made my way back up. That was definitely not the easiest way. It was the steepest way. All those rocks were like walking on marbles. They were all loose, but I made it. It's time to go back for brunch, I guess, because we haven't had anything yet today to eat, and it's like 11 o'clock, so it's brunch, I guess, because it's breakfast and lunch combined. Not because of the time, but just because we haven't eaten yet, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, back to the truck, which is coming up on your right. We are not in danger of exceeding the 60 km/h speed limit at this point. And that's where I was, down in that mess. Hopefully that car didn't just make a wrong turn. Hopefully it got put there intentionally, which I don't know why it would, but hopefully whoever was in it is or was okay, is not still in there. I'm gonna get back to the truck, take my shoes off and empty them, and go get something to eat before I pass out on the side of the highway. Then it's off to Marble Canyon, which I've seen a few photos of and it looks really nice. Haven't been there in person, been by it, haven't stopped. Today we stopped. So let's go get something to eat first. Okay, so we had made our way over to Marble Canyon and turned out to be a write-off. What I thought was a canyon, as is stated, is actually not a canyon. It's just a lake and everything's frozen. So we just stopped on the side of the highway here by Pavilion Lake. Sorry, I'm just moving out of the way of the truck. It's pretty windy, but Pavilion Lake is still completely frozen here in the middle of April. So it's pretty cool. I'll flip the camera around and let you have a look. So in Pavilion Lake, there's this little island. You can see it there in the middle. And there's a cabin and that on it. Obviously winter you can just walk across because the lake's frozen. In summer, I'm assuming they've got a little boat that goes across. We had people swimming there last time we were there and tried to get a photo from here, but it was the light wasn't the greatest. But what I did is I framed up, hold on, I'll show you the back of the camera here. I framed up the island sorry, I was just waiting for that guy to go by. I framed up the island with the frozen lake in the back. Oh, here comes the sun. Just let me get a... I like the textures in that are in the frozen lake. There's all kinds of really cool textures and lines in the lake. So I framed up, I had to put the the island in one corner of the frame, kind of the right half or the right third of the frame, right quarter of the frame, because anything right of that you just see shore and trees and it just kind of takes it away. So I just put the island in. I might crop, oh, sorry, the wind's getting stronger. I might crop, sorry, my SD card died on me there. Well, it didn't die, it was full. So what I was saying is holy, that wind's strong. I'll show you the back of the camera here again. I had to put the island in the very right corner of the screen to get rid of the kind of unwanted, like kind of shrubbery and dead trees. So I might crop in a little bit depending, but if I really like all the ice, I'll leave it in. Not sure yet. I shot it at f9. It's like ridiculous, 1/100th of a second or something like that. But yeah, if it turns out half decent, here's the shot of Pavilion Lake Island. Okay, so we pulled over on the side of the road again, which is pretty common right now. There's nowhere else to stop. I'm in front of an old gravel pit, looks like. But I got this cool spire that I saw. Kind of hard to see here. It's pretty small in the camera, but you can see it up there. Kind of a really neat little section of rock sticking out. And I was able to pull out the 100 to 400 and frame up a cool shot just as the blue sky came. And hold on, I'm just gonna get that shot, keep getting it. I've learned on this lens, you gotta pick something really obvious to focus on. So I focused right on the spire and I'm shooting at f14. I find this super telephoto, you need to have a really wide aperture, or sorry, narrow aperture to be able to get that depth of field for some reason. What I would normally shoot at f8, I shoot at f14 or something with this lens. Otherwise, I find that it's having a hard time focusing, and B, I don't get everything in focus. So anyway, I'm gonna keep shooting this shot. Once I get one that I really love, which I'm sure I will, right? How could I go wrong? And when I do, here's the shot. Hopefully it turns out as good, whoa, as I hope it does. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna pack my stuff up, get off the side of the highway before I get killed. Hopefully that shot turned out good. If it did, you saw it. I saw it in the back of the camera and it looked pretty cool. Really unusual, unusual kind of hoodoo spire, whatever you want to call it, here at, I guess this is Pavilion Lake still. Yeah, it is the other end of Pavilion Lake. So anyway, we're gonna get packed back up. We're gonna go back towards Lillooet. And there's a waterfall that's kind of cool on the way back into town. I'm not sure if I'll be able to shoot it from the highway or not. If I can find a place to pull over, I will. Otherwise, I think you can drive in there. But it's cool. It's a waterfall that's right now falling water, but the whole base is frozen. It looks like it's still a mass of ice at the very bottom. So like the plunge part of it is frozen. It looked kind of cool from the road anyway. We're gonna go back that way and check that out and see how it looks. See you there. Okay, so we're making our way back to town and we passed a spot and the girl was like, hey, look at that, there's some sheep. And I was looking, they're bighorn sheep. And it's actually a bighorn sheep like refuge that's here on the side of the highway. So they're all running away now. They're all running away. Don't run away, I was trying to get a picture of you. Well, they stopped running anyway. I did get a shot earlier from far over there, so if they're probably going to run to right where I was parked. They're all running away now. They've run into a little herd in the I'm going to try to get a shot of them. I'll set up here and see what I can find. See if I can get a decent shot. Okay, so I did manage to get a shot of them. They ran away quite a bit further. They were almost near this fence here when we went by the first time, but they've gone way down quite far. You can see they're way down in the pasture there. I did get them as they were running away, so if it turns out half decent, if they're actually visible, then here it is now, and we're gonna get back on the road. So I am here. Ooh, almost didn't have my protective eyewear on. Got to be careful those UV rays, kids. So I'm here at the waterfall. Well, I'm not here at the waterfall. I'm across the highway or across the river from the waterfall. If I could get my wording right. Show you the back of the camera. I'm zoomed into 300 millimeters roughly. And I framed it vertically just because horizontally it's just a lot of rock with a stripe in the middle of it. So I framed it vertically. I took a shot closer in. I took a shot closer out. Sorry, I'm just going to brighten that up so you can see it. I like the 300 millimeter version about the best. Just get the most of the waterfall in there because it's just kind of plain rock around it. There's not really anything interesting around the falls. And if I go any further back to include the mountains and that are above it, it's just the waterfall is pretty small, so you don't really see too much of it. It's kind of, I don't know, not super obvious in the screen. There are roads going over there, but I don't know that it's worth going over there because it looks like one of those waterfalls that looks better from a bit further back. I think up close, because it's such a vertical falls and it looks like it's on a rock, just a rock face. It's not really going to be worth going over to look at. So I think I'm just going to take my shot from here. So yeah, there's the frame up. Take a couple of different exposures, a couple different apertures, a couple of different exposure value settings, and see which one looks the best, and hopefully one of them turns out half decent. If it does, here it is. All right, so hopefully that shot turned out. Turned out to be a nice day. It's just a bit breezy. I don't know what the plan is now. I'm kind of almost out of ideas. Kind of got everything done in the last couple of days. I'm gonna go back towards town and get a shot of town. Might do that more towards dark when the lights are on in town. I haven't decided yet. I've seen a couple of nice pictures. Sky's pretty nice right now, so I might just nab one while we're on the way by, just to have it in the bag, just in case the night, it's kind of iffy right now. I don't know what it's just supposed to be cloudy with sunny periods, so should be okay, but you never know. It's been so hit and miss. But okay, we decided just to go for a drive. Sorry if you can hear the wind. I've got the wind muff on, but it's really windy here. And we just kind of came up the other side of the Fraser River from Lillooet. There's a road that goes up, and we just kind of stopped at this vantage point. You can see this really kind of neat bend in the Fraser. I'll flip the camera on, let you have a look. So it's just a kind of a curve that it goes around in this kind of a soft, I don't know if it's a sandstone wall or what it is, right there. And yeah, it just kind of looks neat. It's in the shade, unfortunately. It'd probably look better if it's in the sun, but can't get too picky. It's kind of neat. The trees are in the sun and the background's in the sun. I took a vertical shot. There it goes. It looks good. Got some nice puffy clouds in the sky. I just kind of framed it so that hopefully you can see it. I'm sorry, the wind's blowing the camera around. So you got a bit of sky, a bit of the peak of the mountain with the snow on it, a little bit of the trees in the foreground. Lighting's nice down there. It's kind of a dappled lighting right now because of the puffy clouds that are around. So anyway, if it turns out half decent, here's a shot of the Fraser River coming up. Okay, so that shot turned out half decent. You saw it. I'm pretty sure, I can't be 100% sure, that this is the spot where they had the, or that's the spot that I took the shot of where the slide came down and blocked the salmon, and they had to go down there with helicopters and stuff and lift out bunches of rocks and that to get, and I think they blasted too, I can't remember. It was a few years ago now, to clear the channel for the salmon to spawn, to get through. I'm pretty sure that's the spot. I remember talking to my dad about it, and he said you could see it from this road. I'm pretty sure this is the spot. They had workers in there for quite a while clearing that spot out. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna have a little siesta here and have a water and and a chill out. We've been driving pretty much the whole day, so nice to just stop and get a little, actually a bit of sun. It feels warm. Sorry, there was a fly on my hand. When the wind stops, it feels warm. It was 17 or something, which was, oh, what a relief. So yeah, we're just gonna chill here for a bit and then head back, and I'll, I didn't stop on the way back through town at that spot where I said I was gonna stop because the sun was just almost directly into me, and that would have just been a disaster. So I'm gonna go back when the sun is kind of going down, right after kind of blue hour almost, and get a shot at looking back at town at that kind of almost the same time I did last night, maybe 7 o'clock or something, right when the sun goes down. So anyway, till then, we're gonna chill out a bit. See you at that spot in a few hours. Okay, so as promised, after dinner, I'm here trying to get a shot of the town. Light's pretty nice right now, but I'm having to work my way around here because there's power lines. So I'm making my way through the sagebrush, trying to get over to a spot where I'm not impeded by the power lines, but I'm kind of just snaking my way through this crap. So I'll pick up when I get to a spot where there's no power lines in the way. Sorry, it's pretty windy here. I took a couple different shots. One is, whoa, ooh, that's windy. Sorry, one is, I was down a little bit further. I couldn't film it because I had to hold the tripod. It was on quite a steep slope. Right now I'm not on quite as steep of a slope, so I'll show you the back of the camera now. As it turns itself off, of course. Constant. So this is what I got framed up. I did 2 exposures, or 2 shots. One down a little bit further, without this tree, this pine tree in the corner. The other one, I put the pine tree in the corner. I don't know if I like it or not. It just kind of hides some of the road. And you see this bridge, this old bridge. This was the old bridge into town. It's been decommissioned now, and you can just walk across it, but it's kind of cool. And there's a campsite and that in that little area that's down there on your left. I stayed there once. It's a nice little spot. Some almost like trailer hookup spots and campsites, and then there's one cabin you can rent. And then yeah, all behind me here is the train tracks, and just in that valley that's in the middle where those 2 mountains meet, that's where the waterfall was that we saw earlier today. Yeah, anyway, it's a nice night. The clouds are nice. The sun's gone behind the hill already, so. But yeah, anyway, if the shot, either one of them turns out, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. The one with the tree or one without the tree. But if one of them turns out decent, then here it is. Good night from night 2 in Lillooet.